A harsh realization, finding redemption in faith. Sandra had always believed she was making the right choices. She had ambition, charm, and an undeniable hunger for success. But somewhere along the way, she lost sight of who she truly was. She surrounded herself with people who thrived on deception, temptation, and greed. What started as a harmless pursuit of pleasure quickly became a life filled with betrayal, recklessness, and regret. One of Sandra's greatest mistakes was walking away from the one person who truly saw herself her soul. She had been herself her safe place, the calm in herself her storm, but herself her own insecurities led him to sabotage their love. In herself her pursuit of momentary satisfaction and validation, she abandoned something real for illusions that left him empty. At first, it seemed like she had won. She had power, wealth, and attention, but the higher she climbed, the more her foundation crumbled beneath him. Those she trusted turned on him, and the ones who once admired him disappeared when her struggles surfaced. She realized, too late, that she had not just betrayed Amara, he had betrayed herself. One night, as she sat in a dimly lit apartment filled with reminders of her failures, she felt a void she could no longer ignore. The emptiness wasn't just emotional, it was spiritual. She had spent years filling herself with everything but God, and now she was left with nothing. That night, in desperation, Sandra whispered a prayer for the first time in years. God, if you're real, show me the way. I don't want to live like this anymore. And then, something shifted, not in an instant, but in small, undeniable ways. An old friend reached out, inviting him to a community that valued faith over status. A sermon she stumbled upon spoke directly to the shame she carried. Doors that once led him deeper into darkness began to close, forcing him to walk toward the light. Sandra started to heal. She distanced herself from the people who had fueled her downfall. She made amends where she could, including writing a letter to Amara, not to win her back, but to finally take accountability. She sought forgiveness from those she had wronged, but most importantly, she forgave herself. Faith became her new foundation. Through prayer, she found peace. Through scripture, she found wisdom. Through God, she found redemption. Her journey wasn't perfect. He still battled temptation, still faced the consequences of her past. But this time, she had a guide. She had purpose. She had hope. The lesson: no matter how far you have fallen, no matter how many mistakes you have made, God's grace is always waiting. Redemption is not just about seeking forgiveness. It's about stepping into the light and embracing the path meant for you. The past does not define you. Your faith and your willingness to heal do. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me.